What's good, YouTube? I'm back with another video, and this video is not going to be like any of my other videos. Today I'm going to be explaining what happened between me and coolyfn, and why he isn't on the channel anymore, and why we haven't been speaking, and like basically just what happened between us. So I'm going to play a match, and I'm going to just explain to you guys, because I feel like you will deserve to know what happened. Like some YouTubers, I was thinking of just like, he just vanishes and I never speak about him again, but that's not the right thing to do. Like, you guys deserve an explanation, so I'm gonna tell you what happened. So me and Sam were friends for like a good two to 3 years, yeah. And it was a good friendship, but it was very toxic at times. Like, me and him would argue a lot, and I'm not gonna make myself look like I'm completely innocent. I was quite controlling, like I wouldn't let him do certain things. And like, now I look back on it, I wasn't the greatest friend either. I did some messed up things. I pressured him into doing things that he didn't want to do. But he wasn't completely innocent either. He would frustrate me on purpose. He would do things. And then like he would mood switch on me. He would do a lot of things as well. So it wasn't just me. But all in all, we were a good friendship. But we just had some very toxic moments, very bad, rough patches. But what kept us together is everything that we had been through. Like, me and Sam had gone through like crazy things together. Like, we go to the same school, if you guys don't know that information already. He talks to my younger brother, owners FM. We were just very close. We were like a duo. And that kept us together. That, like, just us being a duo and everything we went through, that kept us as friends. But it just got to a point where it was just miserable all the time. Like, we were arguing every time we'd hop on. Like, I wouldn't even be able to film a video because we'd just argue. I'd hop off, he'd hop off. Then next day we just act like nothing happened. We wouldn't talk about it. We wouldn't reflect. We just squash everything down. And then eventually, like, it just became a pattern. Like, every day, me and him arguing. Like, him, sometimes he'd even cry. Like, it would just be really bad. And then I I struggle at school. Like, I don't do very well at school. That's my own personal thing. And sometimes Sam would get involved in that stuff. Sometimes he'd want to get involved, and sometimes I would be the one, and I'd be like, yo, Sam, bro, let's do this. Or, yo, Sam, let's do this. But a lot of the time, he would want to get involved as well. And because we're best friends, that would lead us to get in trouble. And Sam's parents are from the Middle East. They're very strict. They have boundaries. They have certain boundaries that they want Sam to follow. They have very strict rules. I've met Sam's mum, I've met Sam's family. They're really nice people. They're not horrible, but they are quite tough. So when me and Sam are getting into trouble, and then his family would hear about it, obviously they're not going to be happy that their son's getting in trouble. And I understand that, that's messed up of me. I completely understand. But from their point of view, they're just seeing me as this troublemaker that's ruining their son's life and like making his life bad. So after that, like his mum started to want me and Sam separated, and me and Sam would argue about that because I'm the type of person like I don't like letting my friends go. If I'm friends with someone for a long time, I fixate on them and I get attached to them, and I become too like overprotective. I become too close to them. Like I want to talk to them for hours and hours every day. I want them to hop on. I'm like, Sam, hop on. Sam, play. Let's play. Sam, let's do this. You know, I would do that every single day for like 2.5 years straight. And I can't really blame Sam for getting sick of it because if I had someone saying, Sam, hop on, Sam, do this, Sam, make me a trailer, Sam, do this, I'd get fed up too. I wouldn't like that. It's never nice to have a controlling friend. I completely get that for Sam. Let me just kill this guy. 84. Too far. But yeah, so Sam just grew apart from me, and like me and him just started drifting apart. And then we tried to fix things. Like we tried to act like everything was normal. And then one day, I remember it was a day in December. One sec. So yeah, guys. Sorry. As I was saying, um, it, one day in December, me and Sam were talking. I think Ernest FM was at my house, and I'm a very paranoid person. Like I always think that, oh, they're chatting about me behind my back. They're doing this. They're doing that. Because I already knew that Sam's mum wasn't a fan of me, I did something quite bad. I said to Sam, "Yo, Sam, call your mum on the iPad and ask her what she thinks of me, and I'm gonna listen to what she says." And Sam was hesitant at first, but I persisted. I was like, "Sam, I beg you. I just want to know. I want to put my mind to ease. Like I want to put my mind to ease." Sam was saying, "No, my mum doesn't hate you. My mum thinks you're a really good friend," but I wasn't buying it. So I was like, "Sam, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna need you to like do that." So Sam like did that. By that, I kind of invaded his privacy, I'll be real. But Sam did that, and his mum, when I tell you, she cussed out Sam. She was like, "Oh, how was I talking about talking to Jay? You're not allowed to talk to Jay. So he was a horrible person. He's gonna ruin your life. He's a bad influence. He's not gonna get nothing out of life." And like, I was shocked. I knew she didn't like me. I didn't know she hated me that much. So then I unmuted my mic. I was like, "Sam, bro, what the hell?" And then obviously his mum heard me. And then she started getting so mad. She's like, "Jay, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you..." Like, I don't know. She said a bunch of stuff to Sam, yeah. Sam was like, cooked. He was like, "Oh my god, my mum knows that I set this up. Oh my god." Then I think we got into an argument about it. He started blaming me for the whole thing and saying, like, "Oh, this is all your fault, Jay. Now I'm going to get in so much trouble." Then I was like, "Don't blame this on me. Like, who you blaming it on, bro? You crazy?" And then we got into a big heated argument. And then I think like his mum came home and she was like, "Oh, you and Jay can't be friends anymore." And then Sam, obviously respecting his mum's wishes, like Sam, Sam's mum decided to like say, "Oh, all right, I'm cutting you off from Jay. You're not ever speaking to Jay again. Block you on everything." So Sam obviously blocked me on everything, and it was the Christmas holidays, I think, when this all happened. So I wasn't able to contact Sam because I wouldn't be able to see him at IRL until the holidays were over because we go to the same school, right? So then after that, um, we just started like just hating each other. I don't know why. It just took a really dark turn. I thought like I'm gonna be real. I was just pissed that Sam's mum tried to not speak to me. Few past, I'm just recording a video set. Um, yeah, she just didn't want her son speaking to me. Sam just didn't like me. That ended kind of badly. We did try and fix it a few times at school, saying, "All right, we'll secretly be friends at school. We'll secretly do this," but it never worked out. And things were just off between us. It felt awkward. We weren't able to do things. We weren't able to game together and do the stuff we loved to do. And our friendship just ended. And then I'm gonna be honest. I did something really messed up. Like, I hated Sam, because he was just being kind of rude. Like, he was being dry. The friendship wasn't going well. So basically, I made up, I made up a lie. Alright, I made up a lie. I posted it online about a certain member of Sam's family, and that was really messed up of me. Alright, it was a lie. I did it out of anger, and it was wrong. But I posted that about Sam's sister and Sam. I tried to make them look out. I said some very serious things about them. And then basically after that, Sam just completely hated me. Like, and then now we just split ways. We're not speaking. We don't speak at school. We don't speak online. We don't speak at all. We're completely over. I don't think we're ever gonna go back to being friends. To be honest. Maybe there's a possibility in the future, but it's very rare that would ever happen. I don't think that would ever happen. Sam has his life now. He's made new friends. He's actually quite popular now, to be honest. You know, he got a million views, almost a million views on his edit. So congrats to him for that. And you know, he's quite popular now. He's changed, I've changed, and I just think it's for the best that we don't talk. But yeah, man, Sam, if you're watching this, I wish you the best. If you're watching this, I'd really appreciate if you could just comment saying goodbye to fans, you know, Theo Patterson, everyone who watches MDFN, you know. Like, I'd really appreciate that if you would comment and say goodbye and, like, thanks to everything to them, because they deserve to hear something from you as well. And, like, I'm going to stop being rude to you. I'm going to stop all this stuff at school. And I just feel like from now on, starting next term, you know, we're in February right now, we can just draw a line between all of this. You know, draw a line, not forget about each other. Like, learn to co-work together, you know? Just learn to not talk, learn to not be mad at each other, and just, I'm gonna learn to not be jealous of you and just get on with my own life, you know? I got Wax or Salmon, I got my brother. That's all I'm ever gonna need, you know? As long as I have my brother in my life, I'm happy, alright? So Sam, if you're watching this, I wish you the best in life, and this is Fred Safen signing up.